Hello, my beautiful soul family. Okay, so I feel like now is a really good time to share with you what's been coming up for me in recent times and where I'm at, which is sort of important for you guys too, if you resonate with what I'm about to share with you. And some of you already know where I'm at with current proceedings and understandings of where we're at in this beautiful quantum life. So let me expand and explain a little bit further. So recently, I've been going down a beautiful rabbit hole of going deeper to understanding about the origins of who we are, what we're here for, why we're here, and how this connects with our soul purpose, our soul mission. Because sometimes we get to a point in life where we've experienced what I call this sort of crash and burn aspect of our life. So we may have experienced something that's made us question everything, stop what we're doing, got us to really sort of reroute ourselves, redirect ourselves onto a different path, and picked ourselves up. And I know that several of you have gone through an experience in more recent times, so in the last year or two, where what you've been doing and who you think you are has sort of had to sort of pause for you to then re-angle your direction of where you're going, what you're doing, right? And the reason why this is happening is that one of the messages that's been downloading, coming through in so many different ways, is that the time is now. The time is now that we're here to rediscover the secrets of who we are, right? To understand that we are here as beautiful messengers. We are here because there is a soul purpose that we are here to uncover, to get to grips with, and to step along the path of. And we haven't yet stepped on that path fully. We may have an inkling of it. We may have a sense of, there's something else. And maybe we've had to pause what we were doing previously, or maybe we've had to stop and reroute and pivot. And maybe it's taken a time of introspection where we've had to go within and really question ourselves and question what's been happening, what's been showing up in our lives, what we're actually doing, and whether what we're doing makes sense to where we feel like we ought to be, where we ought to be going. Okay, so perhaps you've had a recent sort of pause or a slowing down of what you were doing. And the other thing that I want to note here is that this is happening to a specific group of people. And some of you already know that I've been mentioning this for a little while now. That group of people, whilst I'm labeling and using the term Sigma souls, Sigma being leaders, leaders that do not conform to societal norms, leaders that are not part of a hierarchy like top of the, a pyramid type structure, but leaders who are connected with everyone and are sort of on a uni-level playing field, but still leading themselves and others at the same time, the Sigma leaders, and are on a spiritual journey. So the souls, the Sigma souls, these Sigma souls, and you might identify as one, have a specific, unique aspect of who you are. And I've started sharing this with some of you already. See, I believe that Sigma souls primarily are starseeds. And those are beautiful souls who, let's face it, we all come back here to incarnate and experience our lifetimes, learn our lessons, fulfill our karmic cycles, okay, ascend, go through a process of evolution, spiritual awakening. There are so many aspects of our life that we experience time and time again. So I'm a great believer that, remember, the laws of physics, thermodynamics, right? If I can spit the words out, says that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be passed from one form to another, and that includes ourselves. So when we pass on, our souls remain. That energy, that spark of life, that spirit of ours remains, and we get to have another go of this lifetime. And in doing so, we get to experience the beautiful essence of what life means, discovering who we are, discovering that most people live in a fear-based state, but when you start to go on your spiritual journey or your quantum journey, you learn that none of that is real. It's the illusion that we tend to buy into through our BS framework, right? But the deeper aspect is this. Sigma souls are starseeds who have intended to come back with a specific purpose, a specific soul intention to help awaken other beautiful souls, or help in some way, shape, or form to formulate a higher ascension or consciousness for humanity in whichever way is unique to you, depending on your star gift, your gifts, your divine gifts. And I liken it to using the analogy of like superheroes. Like, we are the superheroes hidden in plain sight, right? We have awoken to the fact that we have our unique gifts and talents, or we are awakened to the fact that, do you know what? There's more to us than the average person realizes. And when we start to step into superhero and go into our hero's journey, so for many of you, going on your quantum journey has awakened you to understand that there's so much more to you and this life, right? What you start to understand is that you are the superhero. You have these divine gifts and powers. And let's face it, everyone does, but not everyone is awakened to it. Not everyone has ascended enough in this lifetime to understand that aspect of themselves. But as Sigma souls, we are intuitive leaders. We are already stepping into a leadership role in some way, shape, or form, whether it's with family members or whether it's with friends and family or whether it's with specific groups of people, right? We've already stepped in that path of helping others to understand themselves, become more self-aware. Well, the Sigma souls are going through a period right now of awakening into their divine gifts of their celestial ancestry. So let me explain that a little bit more. As starseeds, we are starting to discover that souls, we can originate from different aspects of this universe. And many souls on this planet are originations from planet Earth, and they come back time and time again, okay? But some of us are coming back as visitors because our ancestral soul lineage is from a different part of either this star system, this galaxy, or maybe even from other galaxies. Because remember, we're not limited to time and space, right? So what we can start discovering is actually we have a uniqueness that is derived from our star ancestry. And this is something that's really been coming strongly for me over the last year now. And I've recognized that I'm here to work specifically with starseeds who are awakening to discover that actually they have these gifts that are here to be used for soul purpose to help others, to awaken others. You are, in fact, the superheroes hidden in plain sight. And to know what your unique gifts are and to utilize them in this lifetime is exactly what you're here for. And the crazy thing is this, once you recognize them, once we get activated in that, what we're meant to do doesn't feel like work at all. It just feels like, oh, it's an extension of what we have been doing, except more finely tuned. Or actually, it feels more exciting to do that than what we were trying to do, which felt quite hard. And let's face it, this matrix world doesn't make it easy for us to actually do things. Okay, when we have the drudgery of, but the beautiful, let's just reframe that, the beautiful existence of being in the 3D matrix, of paying our bills, experiencing life, connections, love, family, relationships, holidays, all the beautiful things happening and are available to us. So we've got that going on, but also to discover that, hang on a second, we're here to discover our real, true divine gifts. And those of you who felt a sense of, let's say, have had a pause in the last year or two and have started to move in a different direction, or perhaps you felt a calling to discover more of like who you are, or started digging deeper into your spiritual awareness, or maybe even started to ask questions around, is this all there is, or is there more to what I should be doing, or is there more to my life than simply this? Okay. if that's you, then that's your soul whispering to you that there is more. There's more to sort of uncover. And it the way I see it is like having this beautiful gift box, right? It's like that game of pass the parcel. You're constantly being given the gift and you have to unwrap it and see what the next little gift inside is, right? And every time you unwrap it, it gets more and more sort of compact and more identifiable as to what it is. And I have been going on this beautiful journey this year of discovering what my signs, symbols, I talk about the universe signs, right? So everything's a metaphor. Your outer world is reflected by the inner world you portray. And if you start to understand that everything is the universe speaking with you, whatever happens is the language of the universe. You. You're speaking to yourself through the interactions with people, through the occurrences that happen to you, the good and the not so good, right? And you start to go on this journey. It's a bit like the Indiana Jones kind of discovery. And life gets very exciting, like an adventure. And you start uncovering more and more pieces of information that fit together to create this beautiful puzzle. And that's the journey I've been on this year. And now I've gotten the messages. Now it's time. Share this information, help people to discover who they really are, help them to uncover their divine gifts and talents, allow them to become the fully extended version of themselves that's like the superhero that's able to help others just like that, because you can. Okay, it's not hard. It's quite simple, but it's not easy to do. It sounds simple, but it's not easy to do because we haven't grown up with this kind of information. So when I say, look, you may be a starseed in the sense that you have a celestial heritage where you have unique gifts specific to that place of origin that is yet to be activated and uncovered for you to utilize in this lifetime. Oh my God, that gets so exciting. So, for example, I've discovered that my ancestry is Andromedan. And since discovering that, it explains so much about who I am, so much about why I'm into understanding about, the way the world works, why I teach quantum aspects of living, why I've gone down a more spiritual route, why I live the way I do, that everything's a metaphor, that everything's a reflection of our real life, and passing that on as a teacher, as a guide. It explains so much about the energetics and the healing work that I've been doing. Oh my goodness, it explains so much. And in knowing that, it just feels like coming home. But then being activated to download gifts that I now recognize are from my origination, that gets super exciting. And even when I start discovering, hang on, pieces of the puzzle, it started to make sense, but it's like, whoa, this feels a little bit out there. It's still exciting. It's still like, I was meant to discover this. I was meant to find this. So if this is sounding interesting to you, I would love to have a conversation with you. But in any case, I plan to have let's get an online Zoom get together. Let's have a quantum reconnection of the group at some point. I'll put some dates here. But the reason why this is super exciting is because I truly believe that when we start to align ourselves even further, life gets even more easeful, if that's possible. Life gets very exciting. And what we think we're meant to be doing, these beautiful synchronistic occurrences take place, and it just puts you on a slightly different trajectory, and the most amazing things start unraveling and coming true for you. I'm a great believer that when you discover your soul ancestry and you marry that with who you are in your current personality, you become a unique version of you, and you start to create in your life the pathway that resonates with who you really are, what you're here for. And it's like stepping on beautiful stones that just open up a new world every day. It gets so exciting. I know it sounds a bit fantastical. It sort of is. But oh my goodness, I want to share more. I am putting down here a link to an interview with a beautiful gentleman who is a self-professed starseed. He sees himself as Arcturian, and you can tell why, because he's a polymath. He's into the sciences. He's also very spiritual. He's uncovered beautiful things within the pyramids. He understands human ancestry. He understands about the future of where we're going. He teaches people around sacred geometries, about the constellation of the stars, about our past being our future, and our future helping to recreate our current and our past, all that stuff. Those of you spoken to me recently will know exactly what I'm talking about. When you listen to this interview, it's been my world exactly. Not that I've gone to pyramids and sort of identified certain things, but every day there's a synchronicity. Every day there's another message, there's another sign, there's something else that takes me along the path of, yeah, and you need to speak with this person, you need to create this aspect of your new soul purpose. It becomes like that, okay? And it gets very, very exciting. So it's quite a long interview, but if you have time, delve into it in your own time. I love it. I love it because they speak my language. I'm always on about synchronistic events. So listening to it made my heart sing. It's just like, this is my world. But if what I've been saying sounds interesting, as a Sigma soul, as a leader, an intuitive leader of a new world that's about to unfold in super quick time, let me just say, we are currently in the most unique times, and we are so able to help reshift and redirect timelines. We are able to create a new future for ourselves. And that is the purpose of Starseeds. We are here to really support humanity during this most amazing time. Okay, I will share more. And I do want to do an online quantum reconnection, only because I know it's easier to get people for a short space of time online when you're all in different places. And I know this sounds weird to some of you that haven't heard me speak recently, but you will get your signs that listening to this, if it resonates with you, it's exactly where you're meant to be. You're meant to be hearing this message, and just open your mind to the possibilities of what the next stage of your life journey, your life path is meant to unfold for you. It gets so exciting. I'm so excited already. Okay, so spend some time just watching this interview, and yeah, enjoy. And I'll get back to you with some dates. Would love to catch up with you really soon, and hopefully see some of you online in the not too distant future. Let's just say in the next week or two. Okay. Much love to you, and I'll catch up soon.